Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part 4, the conclusion of this special edition, the ancient megaliths and ruins of Mars, the evidence. My name is Jean, thanks for joining me, and in this conclusion I'll be taking us to the planet in Google Earth Mars, and we'll be checking out each of these sites with a couple of examples from each as featured in parts 1, 2 and 3. And you can also find all this information in my blog, and I'll include the links to parts 1, 2 and 3 in the description below. So as a quick reference, if you don't have time to browse through the videos, you can always come over to my blog. We'll find all the images, information and links. So if you get a chance, do check that out. So let's go over to Google Earth, to Mars, and we'll start by looking at the white lines. I first had one joining all these sites together, but it became a little confusing. So I split it into 3 lines, the northern hemisphere, around the equator, and then the southern hemisphere. So let's check out a top view. At the North Pole, you'll see where I found those anomalies around that area there, and then down to the South Pole. These are the various sites at the south, and then around the mid-band you'll check that line there. So let's start up at the North Pole, and the first site we'll be looking at is there at Kanowski, and that's where I showed you the huge Kanowski arch. It looks like a letter A or a triangle, and then the tiles and slabs of the pyramid. And quite close to it, we also have anomalies that look like Stonehenge, and more of these megalithic slabs or blocks with these domes on, features or knobs. So let's go to the next site. That's where I showed you that strange looking structure. That could be an outpost that looks like in the shape of a mantelpiece clock. And there's the rectangular base. It's what looks like a rectangular opening over there, which could be an entrance with various geometry with these straight rows of megaliths in the vicinity of that structure. More of these megalithic blocks with smaller dome-like features or knobs in the center, and then even some mining activity. Speculate there might be some mining activity, so check out that unusual geology. I speculate that could be some type of open pit mine. There's a couple of those in that high rise, so do check that out. And in this area, more of these broken megalithic slabs or blocks with features or knobs on them. It even looks like a metal plate. Check out the way it's bent with that rounded corner. Next 2 sites are located in Moreau. And that's where I showed you what looks like the toppled Mayan statue. Here you can see some megalithic slabs, some symmetry going on there, and what looks like a totem pole or pillar with symbols or glyphs on it. So these are just a couple of the anomalies I showed you guys previously. Okay. Let's go over to the other 2 anomalies. Also looked like smaller megalithic blocks with with small holes or features on them. Check that out. Also right in their centers. And then I'm sure there's another anomaly. Yeah, there it is. This huge megalithic block found in this hole. So rather anomalous. Going along, this is where I found another huge monolith or megalith, about 2 kilometers long by about 300 meters wide, and also that anomaly that looks like the Star Trek Enterprise, 300 meters in diameter, that disk over there, of course without the nacelles that I feature in my ode to Roddenberry and Asimov. This is where I found the huge buried triangular structure, maybe even a craft, who knows. More megalithic features with knobs in the centers, check that out, that even could be a hole. More of these Stonehenge type structures, similar to the first one I showed you at Kanowski, and you'll see a couple more at Stokes Crater. So going on, more megalithic ruins, more of these blocks. Check out that square feature on that one. Hole over there on that side. And this is also where I found one of those craft that looks like a typical classical UFO with a dome on top. And then 8,000 k's away we found that one. Just thought I'd pop that in there for reference. There's also a site where we have a very good example of these broken structures, these megalithic blocks. There you can see one with a small feature or knob on it, nice geometry in that block. Here we got one in the shape of a hexagon, and in the center we have either what could be a little hole or a little dome-like feature or knob. Going on, another megalithic block, perfect rectangle. Check out the feature in the center. Another one of these disc-like semicircular objects with an oblong dome feature, possibly another knob. And then more of these strange objects with features or knobs in the center. And then this one in the shape of a triangle in two parts. A little knob or feature right there in the center. This is where I found that strange square megalithic block. Looks as if it's either cracked or made in two pieces to fit together like that. This is now in Stokes. There are more of these concentric circular structures, and also totally devastated this area. Check out the blocks, toppled walls, foundations or walls. Okay, so I think that's everything that I wanted to show you in the Northern Hemisphere. Let's quickly go down to the Southern Hemisphere. We start here. This is where we've got these strange Inca type ruins with geometry in these walls of structures, and then strange looking almost like vegetation or plant life inside these squares. And also in the same area, these structures that NASA calls Inca city ruins on Mars. That was rather nice to see, that one. And then these huge megalithic blocks near the South Pole. This one over here was taken by the high-rise CTX or context camera. This is the high-resolution version. They only caught that edge of the block, but look at the straight edges there, perfect right angle as well. And that area that you can see there, that length is about 200 meters. So these were huge blocks. I don't know what they're doing so close to the South Pole. Then this is where that liquid lake was found under the surface. I don't know why this link isn't working. I'll check that out just now. This is where I found these rather odd pyramidal shaped objects, a lot like those that have been discovered in Antarctica in recent days. And here's an illustration of what I speculate those might look like. Either this was caused by magnetic field activity, and these are metal particles. Check at the patterns, or these are vents that blew air out, caused these patterns in the surface. Who knows? But check out that symmetry there. More of these megalithic blocks. Here's a almost like shaped like a stop sign. Check out that block there. Looks like a perfect hole. Next to it, strange little features or knobs. As I say, I'm only showing you a couple from each of these sites due to time constraints. More structures. Check that out, lined in a circular pattern. More blocks, these strange features or knobs right in the center of each. This looks like metal debris. Another block with a hole in it right in the center. Rectangular block here. Little pyramid or cone shaped feature or knob in the center as well. Okay. I wonder why I haven't linked this one. But this is also a site where we've got good examples of these blocks with holes in them. Check that out there as well. Pieces that fit together, interlocking pieces. I'll have to join that line there, don't forget, mustn't forget that one. And then this huge pyramid, I think it's got 5 sides and shows some erosion, but also some symmetry in that. I think it's about 200 meters in length and about 100 meters wide. Check out that strange megalithic block or craft. I don't know, that might be, if it's a craft, it might be mining, I don't know. Some strange activity in this area to the top left. Another block shown there. Now we've got what looks like either an ancient city or mining activity. Lots of geometry and symmetry in these patterns. Very similar to the Inca city ruins I showed you earlier. Check out these blocks. Check out the shape of this one and how it's carved on the surface. More holes. Get that there. Looks almost like could be a piece of machine or something metallic. So looks like a bit of debris over here. More of these megaliths with strange features on them. Check that one out. It's got like a little sphere inside that opening. Almost a disc shape there. The feature right in the center. Here we've got a perfect disc. A little feature or knob right in the center as well. This is also where I found that very strange elliptical shape. Looks almost like a type of a hangar, possibly an entranceway, who knows, maybe even a mine. Check at that. I wonder if that is a replica or a genuine crashed craft as featured in the History Channel. Giorgio wears those little jewels on his collar. Another disc-like thing, so it doesn't look natural at all. Some more metal plates perhaps. Straight edges, right angles. So let's zoom in on Asimov. And as mentioned previously, my friend Saturn Arc found these. You got that block over there, almost like a perfect square or cube. And what looks like a rugby ball shaped anomaly next to it. About 6 meters in diameter, I think, if I can recall correctly. More blocks with funny glyphs or features on them. And perfect example of more of these geometric blocks. This looks like a type of an arch. The light shining through, or otherwise that's piece sticking out of this one side. Here's another perfect block. It's got like a little rectangle cut into the one corner. Another example of how these blocks fit together in this retaining wall. And then this huge megalith. It doesn't look huge in this picture, but it's 75 meters tall, 33 meters wide. More interlocking pieces, check that out. This almost looks like a piece of machinery or wreckage. That strange feature on top of this rectangular slab. There's a little pyramid right in the center of this one, and then these two blocks that have been cut to fit in that shape. This is another perfect example of what I speculate were structures. More blocks. Here's one with a feature on it, or a knob. Get that alignment of blocks there in those two rows. This looks like a type of sort of like a habitat, maybe a covering to an underground entrance, put together out of this what looks like metal debris. Another object, little sphere on it right there in the center, and then here we've got three sort of similar shaped objects, don't know what else to call them, with little dark features on them. I just thought that was intriguing when I first saw that. This is that huge propeller type of anomaly that's under the sand. More of these blocks arranged in a circular pattern, and then that weird artifact there. More of these Kotka crater type of circular ruins. Another hexagonal piece, the dark spot or hole right in the center. And then this strange dome-like object. Could it have been a craft that crashed over there? Who knows? So you got that huge block. There's a hole right in the center. And then the following anomalies look very much like some type of technology. Got that straight line there. It's weird knob on the end. An oval object. I'm not sure if these are openings. Check that out. Narrow openings. Also some geometry in spots on the surface. Another Deltawing Object. Another dome-like feature, and then more megalithic blocks. Little patterns or symbols on this one. You can see two good examples of these megalithic blocks. And this is also weird. Found a couple of these, like metal plate with vents, like hatches or something. A strange wedge shape, a little V part to it there, and another arrangement of these objects in a semicircular pattern. Check out that knob in the center of that one, and then three smaller ones in a row there. So I think this is where we started. Let me just make sure it's right. Then we go to the mid latitudes. We start there. I found that strange rectangular or square object, rounded corners, and this is a rather poor photograph taken by the MOC, Mars Orbital Camera, rather low res. This is where I found those funny blocks. And also that huge triangle. I haven't included it here. Also looks as if this could have been some type of platform with a structure or sculpture in the center that's been destroyed. There's more blocks in a triangular pattern there. Should have included that massive triangle here. I think you guys are familiar with it, guys and gals. There's that huge block, about 8 meters by 8 meters. Got a small little feature right there in the center. Then this is where the block lies. Also looks as if it came loose from this type of retaining wall and rolled into the gully. "10 meters tall, about 4 meters wide. This triangular megalithic block standing straight up in a hole that I feature in one of my previous videos, so do check that out. Little diamond shape or glyph right there. It's almost like an eye. This is more of those blocks that look similar to those found in Asimov. Same type of structure or material was used. This as well, same sort of material was used, but that looks like an eroded or destroyed pyramid with only the one side remaining. And that strange looking V-shaped arch, about 25 meters long. And then that cube, made up of 9 smaller cubes, perfect geometry and symmetry in that one. Now we're in Gale Crater, near Mount Sharp. Just make sure. There's just so much information over here. This is Gale Crater, so let's look at the anomaly I found there. Okay, this is a credit to Will Farrar from What's Up in the Sky. He found he found this photograph of these megalithic blocks with bevels. And then yeah, photographed by the MRO high-rise, these Pueblan ruins. There's a huge megalithic block over here. It's about 20 meters long. More huge megalithic blocks in that area. And this was taken by the Spirit rover, if I'm not mistaken, and it shows this very symmetrical round stone disc with 2 little features and knobs near the center. That even looks like a skull. And more megalithic blocks or slabs in the background there. More carved megalithic blocks with nice geometry, and then more layering or parts that fit together there. Check that out. Could that even be an opening? This part sticking out. And this is also one of those sites where there's that delta shaped anomaly. Could it be a craft? More blocks. We've got a line running through the center. And then this strange, could that be part of a sculpture perhaps? Looks like a question mark. And then various other small glyphs or symbols on it. That's also huge, it's about 20 meters across. That there's about 12 meters across. that be a type of a drone or craft. Also discovered by my friend Saturn Arc. And these two chevron shaped ruins, could that have been like a square structure, heavily eroded, and these sides are about 400 meters each. It's quite a massive ruin, that. If it is a ruin, it's rather huge. And I think we're back to where we started. Now, yes, that's it. Alright, so let's quickly see why that underground water lake doesn't show up nicely. I don't think I have a screen or an image for that one. Pity. But yeah, guys and girls, I think that's it for this video. And with that said, I thank you for watching. And as I say, this is the conclusion. And do please watch parts 1, 2, and 3 when you get the chance. To my new subscribers, welcome. Thank you for joining. And my local viewers to the channel, thanks again for watching and supporting, as well as my regular subscribers. Thank you. I do appreciate it. See you in the next video.